Well, my name is Jane Wayne Oyama, and I am in the class of 62, and I was on the reunion committee, which was a privilege, with 9 other people. We spent a lot of time analyzing and planning for what we would do. You never quite know what's going to happen, especially the weather, and who you're going to see. So it's been a great pleasure to be here and renew times with old friends and meet new friends like Mr. Anderson here, who's just Mr. Peterson. I'm calling him Mr. Anderson, who lives 3 miles from me at home. I think so far one of the wonderful things that I have done here is rediscover the campus and how beautiful they are maintaining it in terms of the landscaping and the buildings. It looks absolutely wonderful. Of course, it's a picture-perfect day or two. And the other thing that I enjoyed yesterday, particularly, Walter Sylvia being a University of Mass engineering person for years, they invited me to the very wonderful reception they had at the faculty club. That was fabulous to meet all the deans there. All the deans spoke about their schools and the research. That was just terrific. It was impressive. Then this morning, after we heard at breakfast, we talked about who was getting their 50-year pins, and we heard the Chancellor speak. Then we went and heard Professor Kenny speak. He was wonderful. That was a true highlight for me to learn about his work with the Metropolitan Museum in New York. He's doing brilliant work, and he's inspiring students who are here now, graduate students, and his PhD candidates. He's just wonderful. We had our ceremony of the class gift, which was wonderful, and then our remembrance time. A lot of our class is gone. So now I'm enjoying lunch, and I'll enjoy the rest of the day.
Boris Pollack, a class of 1962, here with Jim Torres, Fred Dumas, and Don Nui, and our wives. I'd like to mention a little story here, and it happened in 1961 during final exams week. We had a major snowstorm, and I was a commuting student. I lived in North Hadley, off Route 47, and of course everybody was on campus. It was like 2 feet of snow, the roads were unplowed, and I knew there was a final exam the next day. And I got up in the morning, got dressed, and looked. There was nothing was moving. So I put on my walking shoes, went ahead and walked all the way to engineering hall, and took the exam with my cohorts. And that was like a 7.5 mile walk. Of course, I mentioned this to some of my friends and my children, and they say, "Oh, you made this up. This is not true." but it is true.
Hi, I'm Alfred Cyano, and I was class of 1962. And one of the interesting stories that I relate to my classmates was the fact that I narrowly escaped graduation day because a faux pas that I made my last semester. I needed one more course in biology or botany to get my BA degree, and at the time there was a requirement for attendance, and so being busy working and trying to pay off debts, I failed to go to those classes. So when final time came, I went to register, and when I was told that I couldn't take the test because I wasn't on the list and I was no longer part of the class because of my attendance record, so I really pleaded with them and implored them to really just let me take it, and if I passed it, you just pass me so I can graduate. And they were kind enough to let me go in, and I did pass the test, and I did get a rousing D mark, but it gave me enough credits so that I could graduate early and get on with my career. So I'm really thankful for UMass. I'm thankful for the fact that they were some kindness shown, and that they understood my situation and And here I am today, 50 years later, and with happy memories of UMass in the career that I had. So thanks a lot for the memories.
My name's Lou Hoff. I graduated in 1962, and my brother graduated here in 1966, and my daughter graduated in 2011. Her GPA was roughly twice mine. I've never let her know that, but that is the case. I think my best memories, or the ones that stand out the most, were of being in Theta Chi. I had a marvelous time. If I didn't have such a marvelous time, I probably would have added some points onto my GPA. And when we toured here, when my daughter was looking at colleges, and she visited 14, and I think she didn't really want to go here because I went here, but in the end she decided she really liked it. But I commented about how much the university had changed, and she said, "Dad, I saw pictures of you. You've changed more than the university has." She's right about that. After about 45 years of being away from UMass, when my daughter enrolled here, I reconnected. I loved it way back in the late 50s and early 60s, and I love it now. It's a terrific place, and it's wonderful being here and seeing old friends.